Ningguang is currently one of the most slept on characters in Genshin Impact. It's time to wake up, and you guys are probably waking up, and that's why you're here. Welcome to the ultimate Ningguang damage dealing character guide. Ningguang is both the master of burst damage as well as party support. This is through the utilization of a very combo centric and oriented fighting style, as well as the unique use of several artifacts and talents that only are available to her. As Ningguang's combo-centric fighting style is oriented around the Star Jade system, let's talk about how the best ways to use this system are. Her normal attack is going to award you one single Star Jade upon activation. Her charge attack will consume said Star Jades and do bonus damage per Star Jade consumed. Her Jade Screen is going to do two things for you. It's going to allow you to do a large amount of damage on summoning of the Jade Screen. Later on, you will be able to walk through the Jade Screen and gain elemental damage bonus. Also, while the Jade Screen is present on the battlefield, it will prevent you from taking damage from enemy projectiles. Her final ability, her Star Shatter, is where her big damage comes from, and thankfully it has a very low cooldown of only 12 seconds and an extremely low energy cost of only 40 energy. Upon using Star Shatter, you are going to pelt the enemy with a large amount of Star Jades, and if your Jade Screen is active on the battlefield, the damage will be further increased. She also has two very pivotal Ascensions that will increase the damage that you can do and the consistency of the damage that you do when used properly. The first one is a backup plan. While you are in possession of a single Star Jade or more, your charge attack will consume no stamina cost. This is going to prevent you from being stamina dry, and it will allow you to sprint around, dodge and weave, and avoid damage that way, which is very unique to Ningguang. Her final ascension is going to be Strategic Reserve. If a character passes through the Jade Screen while it is up, they will gain 12% geo damage bonus for 10 seconds. And with this, you can see her full, capable, combo-oriented combat style. As always, the Constellations do increase the amount of damage and support that your character can do, and Ningguang is no exception. She does have a couple pivotal ones, but they are not necessary in order for her to be a reckoning on your team. Her first Constellation's Piercing Fragments does make her normal attack do area of effect damage. The second one here, Shock Effect, is incredibly powerful. If you do gain access to this one, it actually does increase the amount of combo damage that you can do with your Ningguang. This is because when the Jade Screen is shattered, the cooldown on it will reset, and this can occur every 6 seconds. And this does count her Elemental Burst, shattering it and doing damage. This allows you to do Summon Jade Screen, Elemental Burst, Charge Attack, Summon Jade Screen for a large amount of damage in a small amount of time. Also, her final constellation here, Grandeur of the 7 Stars. When Star Shatter is used, Ningguang will gain 7 extra Jade Stars. Her Constellation 4, Invincible to the Jade Screen, will gain a couple of extra levels on the Jade Screen, and Exquisite Be the Jade, Outshining All Beneath, will increase the survivability of your team by increasing their elemental resistance by 10%, while next to said Jade Screen. Ningguang's full combo can be incredibly deadly. This involves dropping the Jade Screen, walking through it, using your Elemental Burst, using the Star Jades accumulated, and then dropping the Jade Screen again if you do have said ability. That allows you to do a plethora of damage, generate a lot of Elemental Crystals for your teammates, and apply the damage bonus if you're using the Archaic Petra set. Speaking of gear, the two 5-star catalysts currently available in Genshin Impact, the Skyward Atlas as well as the Lost Prayer to the Sacred Winds, are both incredibly powerful for her. Those Sacred Winds provides the critical hit chance as the main stat, as well as the Skyward Atlas provides a larger base attack with attack percent as the base stat as well. They both also apply elemental damage buffs to the character, with the Skyward Atlas also providing some extra damage over time on a normal attack proc. If you don't have the 5-star books, do not despair. There are some fantastic 4-star options for Ningguang. The Widsith is a very unique option as it plays extremely well 2 out of 3 times with her burst damage. This is because the Widsith has 2 things going for it. Its substat is going to be critical hit damage, which is one of the best substats to build around in Genshin Impact for damage dealers, regardless of what they are. If you can build up high critical hit rate, high critical hit damage on your Ningguang, you are going to see insane damage with the Widsith. On top of that, the Widsith has a unique proc. Upon swapping in, your character will either gain one of 3 different buffs: an attack percent buff, an elemental damage buff, or an elemental mastery buff. The elemental mastery buff does not increase the damage Ningguang does do in any way, shape, or form, although it will increase the shields that you are making and generating from the crystallized effects. However, the large attack percent buff, as well as the extremely large elemental damage buff, which lasts a very generous 10 seconds, will increase the damage that you do with that burst combo, and you have more than enough time to fire off the full combo we talked about. If you do not have the Witsith, though, the Solar Pearl is another fantastic option for you from the Battle Pass. This is going to offer up critical hit chance as the substat, making that critical hit chance and critical hit damage ratio easier to get and gain access to. Get up to at least 50% critical hit chance, and then start getting that critical hit damage. The more critical hit chance you have, the more critical hit damage you have, the better off you're going to be. Now, sadly, there are no good 4-star crafted books for damage dealer type catalyst users in Genshin Impact, but the Eye of Perception is also from the gacha. If you do have access to this, you can think of the Eye of Perception as a slightly worse version of the 5-star book Skyward Atlas. Very functional in the same way, has an extra proc for damage on your attack there. After that, there is no really solid great options for 3-star books. Otherworldly Story, none of these are exceptionally amazing there. Sadly, that is the worst part about Catalyst users currently in Genshin. When it comes to artifacts, there are only 2 different sets you guys should be looking at for endgame on Ningguang. These are going to be the Summer Night's Bloom set or the Archaic Petra set. The Summer Night's Bloom set is going to increase the amount of shields that you generate from your Geo Elemental Reaction crystallized effects by 35%, while also increasing your character's normal attack and charge attack damage by 40% while they are shielded, and this does count the elemental shields that you gain from the crystallized effect. This will increase the damage part of your charge attack combo with Ningguang. Now, her second set, and arguably her best set, is the Archaic Petra set. This set sheds the boundaries between a damage dealer set and a support set, further increasing the damage of Ningguang's Geo capabilities, while also giving her the unique opportunity of increasing your other character's damage by a substantial amount. The 2-piece set does increase the equipped character's Geo damage by 15%, and the 4 set, while confusing at first, allows you to increase Hydro, Cryo, Pyro, or Electro damage teammates by 35% elemental damage bonus for 10 seconds. This is applied by picking up an elemental crystallized reaction crystal on the ground and quickly swapping to that character. When you pick up that elemental reaction crystal on Ningguang, which she is going to generate through the use of her combos that other teammates have hit, she will generate the crystals, you will pick them up, and then once her burst is done, you will swap back to them and they will have that 35% damage bonus. Ningguang can perform the role of core support and core burst damage dealers in a lot of team composition. She is going to be the backbone of a double Geo, double other elemental, or double Geo single elemental team composition. She is very, very powerful in conjunction with another Geo elemental character. This is because of the Enduring Rot passive. This will increase your resistance to interruption when protected by a shield. Also increases your damage by 15%. She will be used right now a lot of the times with Noelle. In the future, I suspect Zhongli fans are going to be using Ningguang to the fullest extent. She works way too well with him, but for right now, you can combine her with another Geo character or run her with some other supportive characters in your party to perform her giant burst, her damage bonus. She works very well with basically any team combination currently out there. So now you guys know it's time to stop sleeping on Ningguang. Send this to all your Ningguang friend haters out there. Level her up, do the damage, increase the damage of the rest of your teammates. If you want to see more Genshin Impact content coverage, check it out on the channel. Subscribe for more. Obviously, hit that like on that video. It helps out a ton, guys. And then until then, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.